All praises and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Ha Rakah Quadash, double honors to our apostles and elders which rule great millstone wow, and shalom to the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel. May you endure unto the end. Shalom wa abababal. Alright, so with everything shutting down, the devaluing of the US dollar, alright, it's all into moving the people dealing with the Israelite, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian into homelessness. Alright, the scriptures tell us that these devils are going to throw us out of our homes. It's in 2nd Esdras 16 verse 70. For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Insurrection means a violent act against. Upon those that fear the Lord. So the Israelites, starting with the hopeful elect, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. And who's going to do that? The so-called white man and the other nations. Alright, the so-called white man, Esau, Edom, is the red devil. And it's his job to make war with the saints. It was given to him. It says in Revelation 13 verse 7, and it was given unto him, it's talking about the elite of the so-called white race, the so-called Illuminati, to make war with the saints. The saints are the Israelites that are in repentance, and to overcome them, and power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations. Alright? And what's he going to do? He's going to declare the MOTB mandatory. Verse 16, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, which is the implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Alright, once again, this is all by the Holy Spirit that I came upon this information that I'm going to share with you, and I hope to edify you, that we're in the last days. You're pretty much in the time of Jacob's trouble, because I'm going to show you, they've been chipping people secretly, alright, and they got homeless camps set up already, and they're about to get rid of the dollar and bring forth that MOTB under the fog of the CBDC, alright, and we're about to go into that time which is known as Jacob's trouble. But you got to remember, the Lord comes as a thief in the night, unexpected. Because these devils, they've been chipping people, alright? They've been putting that implantable microchip in people's bodies for years. I, in fact, know a couple people that are in the world that I came across recently, and they already have the chip for medical reasons. Alright? So Esau's been already moving like a snake. I'm going to let this play. Now, with the information that I came across, this video, I did a sit down on this video a couple years back, which this video was published 3 years ago. It's 2023 now, right? The year that we hope that Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai fulfills all the prophecies. And this was put out 3 years ago. Now this is a homeless man, and he's getting a haircut out of appreciation because he cleans the parking lot. Now listen to what this man says.
Oh, really?
So it's like, I guess, uneven.
So we'll get you taken care of today, boss. Appreciate you letting me do this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir. No, you're fine.
So check this out. My son was headed off to camp, right? And he shared.
There's other stuff, these chips that they put on your body.
Mm-hmm.
And he was stung.
He just said about chips being put in your body. I'm going to rewind it just a little bit so you can hear it.
These chips that they put on your body.
Mm-hmm.
And he was stung. They put the window on it.
Really?
They're all a little confused about it.
They're gonna put chips on you guys? And that's your guys'...
On our body. Really? Yeah, it's his new
You see that? RFID.
place they're doing. They want to start with the homeless site.
They're practicing, they're trying this new thing on you guys?
Yeah. It's this warehouse that we're gonna go stay at. I don't know.
That's
That'd
a
be
little...
cool.
Yeah, it's a little different, I guess.
Yeah.
They're just trying something else out on you guys, huh?
Yeah, we asked them about it, and they were like, "Oh, we'll give further explanation, like when you get to the warehouse." So, yeah, it's some kind of chip, I guess.
We'll explain more when you guys are already in here.
Some kind of like device you put on your body,
Yeah.
and then all you do is scan it, and then you don't have to like pay for anything anymore. Just scan it.
Interesting.
See, it's a device that they're going to put in your body, and when you scan it, it'll pay for everything, which is according to prophecy, Revelation 13:16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. All right, and he's using homelessness to push people into that MOTB, the implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling. That's why it says, "Woe unto them that go down to Egypt for help." I believe it's 31. Yep, verse 1, "Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help," which is America. All right, if you go down to the government of America in your local city, in your area, all right, they're going to pretty much worldwide make it mandatory for you to have this device implanted in your body, the size of a grain of rice, the implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling. All right, and they're already doing it. Let me go back to Revelation 13, because you got to remember, this devil deceives them into doing it. Revelation 13, verse 14, "And deceiveth them it says, "And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, a new world order, which had the womb by a sword and did live," which they're trying to reincarnate the ancient pagan Roman Empire. "And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast," the system is coming alive, "that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image, participate with the system of the beast, should be killed." So that's the next step, is they're going to kill them that do not take that device, the implantable microchip, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling. All right, I'm going to play this guy one more time right through, and then we'll move on to another video and some more scripture.
put it on me.
Really?
They're all a little confused about it.
They're gonna put chips on you guys? And that's your guys'
On our body.
Really?
Yeah, it's this new place they want to start with the homeless life.
They're trying this new thing on you guys?
Yeah. It's this
Interesting.
warehouse that we're gonna go stay at. I don't know. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a little different, I guess.
Yeah.
They're just trying something else out on you guys, huh?
Yeah, we asked them about it and they were like, oh, we'll give further explanation like when you get to the warehouse or something. Yeah, it's some kind of chip, I guess.
We'll explain more when you guys are already in here.
Some kind of like device you put on your body.
Yeah.
And then all you do is scan it, and then you don't have to like pay for anything anymore. Just scan it.
Interesting.
And the guy that's cutting his hair, the barber on his left hand, he has in his tattoo, it says, I pray the Lord my soul to keep. All right. If you take that device, the implantable micro CHIP, which they're going to make mandatory for buying and selling, all right, you will be condemned to the destruction that was created for the devil, the so-called white man and his angels. Revelation 14, verse 9, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, the devil, the so-called white man, and his system, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, which is poured out without mixture in the cup, into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Alright, so they're going to deceive you and tell you that this is going to help you have a better life, a longer life, a safer life. You're going to need the MOTB to have a life. Alright, but in fact, you're going to lose your life. Them that, it says, them that find their life, lose their life. Right here in Matthew 16, verse 25, for whosoever will save his life shall lose it. So you're going to have a lot of Israelites that try to take that device to save their life, and they're going to lose it in the lake of fire, the nuclear destruction of America, or being drafted to the war, and they're going to be put in the valley of Jehoshaphat, in the valley of Yahweh's judgment, and the Lord is going to put them to death with fire according to prophecy. And whosoever will lose his life, because we'll lose our lives for rejecting that device, for my sake shall find it. Alright? So, them that are going to try to save their life by accepting this device, they're going to lose their life because it condemns you. Alright? To the lake of fire, to the nuclear destruction of America, to the laser beam that comes out of the chariot that is going to dissolve the body, melt the body, and leave nothing but dust and smoke, just like it says in 2 Esdras 13. Alright? Alright? So this ain't nothing new. Alright? Back in World War II, this was used in the concentration camps. I'm going to let it play and then I'm going to show you.
Mostly communists who the Nazis deemed enemies of their ideology. From 1934 onwards, the camps also started to hold asocials. This was not a term for people who preferred to read a good book rather than go out on weekends, but instead a polite term for anyone the Nazi Party deemed undesirable in society. You might not be surprised to learn that this covered a pretty large group of people. Asocials included members of the LGBTQ+ community, prostitutes, homeless people, Roma, and the work.
You see? Homeless people. Because they're going to try to make us homeless so that they can put us in their FEMA camps to try to make us take that device through deception. It says in 2 Esdras 16, verse 70, For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Why? So that they could put us into those FEMA camps. See? And then they're going to have the guillotine. Alright? Which the guillotine, alright, it says the guillotine finds a modern day U.S. proponent. Alright? And let's see what that word proponent means. It says a person who advocates a theory, proposal, or project. Alright? So they want to cut the people's head off because that's according to prophecy. Alright? In fact, let me go to the other app, Slovakia. See, that's what they're proposing. Psalms 83. It says, verse 2, For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. And them that hate the Israelite are the Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, starting with the Illuminati, the elite of the so-called white race. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. Alright, so they've taken vengeance out against the Israelites, starting with Judah, the so-called black men. They have said, Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So they want to kill the prophets, the ones that are remembering that they are Israelites. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom, so the nation of Edom, the so-called white men, and the Ishmaelites, the Arabs of Moab, of Asia, and the Hagarenes, the Arabs, Gabal, another form of Esau, and Ammon, the Japanese, and Amalek, the ones that are counterfeits in our land, the Philistines, the Hamites, the Africans, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Ashur also is joined with them. They have hope in the sons of Lot, Selah. And that's why you see them pushing that China's the next superpower, or they are the superpower ruling. Alright, because that's all prophetic, and it's all being fulfilled in this generation. And it's going to end with the heathen in captivity to the nation of Israel. The Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, alright, they've been scattered throughout the world in slavery. Now the ones in America, alright, they're going to have to go through Jacob's trouble. When they make this device, the MOTB, mandatory for buying and selling, they make it mandatory that you have it implanted in your body. It's going to activate Jacob's trouble. It says, And it shall come to pass that in all the land, saith Yahweh, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, It is my people, and they shall say, Yahweh is my power. It says in verse 1 of Zechariah 14, Behold, the day of Yahweh cometh, and thy spoils shall be divided in the midst of thee. For I will gather all nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken, and the houses rifled. So they're going to pull us out of our houses. They're going to take us and try to throw us in FEMA camps. Some are just going to be allowed to, just go into the wilderness, right? Some will be getting spiritual power and actually become hunters. All right. So a lot of things are about to happen with them attacking the saints, the prophets, the ones that are glorifying Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahushai, starting with the apostle elders, which rule Great Millstone Wow. When they come at us, the Lord's going to raise the standard. All right. It says, and the women ravished, which they're going to rape the women. All right. Not our women, the women that are going to be saved with the hopeful elect, but the women that are not going to be saved, they're going to be raped repeatedly by these foreign troops, pretty much to death. You know, some are going to end up getting ate. You know, there's going to be a lot of bad things. It tells you that this place is going to suffer great violence. It says, and half of the city shall go forth into captivity. And how are you going to go into captivity? You're going to go into those FEMA camps. And the residue of the people shall be cut off from the city. And so when this happens, then shall Yahweh go forth and fight against those nations as when he fought in the day of battle. All right. So the Lord is going to have to fight for us. And that's at the end when nuclear destruction. All right. Zechariah 14:12. And this shall be the plague wherewith Yahweh will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. All right, because nuclear destruction. Because they're going to come after the elect to persecute us. It says in Revelation 11, verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from Yahweh Ba'Hasham Yahushai entered into them, starting with Abba Bivens, and they stood upon their feet and great fear fell upon them which saw them. So they're plotting against us. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and their enemies beheld them. So the Lord's going to save us. And the same hour was there a great earthquake from the nuclear destruction of America, and the 10th part of the city fell. And you got to remember, FEMA, which is controlling all these homeless camps, the FEMA camp, where they're going to make it mandatory that you have an implantable micro CHIP put inside your body, just like in that video I played for you, which is already happening. All right? It's a repeat from previously. And actually, when they were putting the Northern Kingdom on concentration camps, when they put the American Negro in the prison system, they took him from slavery and put him in prison system. The devil, the way he does it is he takes away your rights as a man. You have no right to live. You have no right to choose. You have no right of any freedoms. All right, and that's what the devil's doing with this New World Order. He's trying to take away our right, all right, which the Lord isn't going to allow. All right, because it's our right to condemn this devil. It says, and the 10th part of the city fell, so the FEMA camp America will fall. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000, and the remnant were affrighted and gave glory to the power of heaven. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right? So the way that they're attacking the homeless today is the same way they did it in World War II. All right? And put them in those concentration camps. All right? And they done this even before that to Gad on the reservations.
Displacement of what the Trail of Tears refers to the forced displacement of what white American colonizers called the 5 civilized tribes. Over 20 years between 1830 and 1850, somewhere around 60,000 to 100,000 Native Americans were forced from their homes into land the new government had decided would be Indian territory. During their removal, countless died from exposure, disease, and starvation.
Which is happening right now. I put up a sit down with an article from Denver, Colorado, and they said that the government is guilty of 25% death of all homeless people, because what they do is they go and take their shit and throw it away, so they have nothing. They put them in jail, they abuse them, they poison them with narcotics. All right, they're using them for test dummies. You just heard that homeless guy getting a haircut. They're the test subjects 3 years ago for the MOTB. All right, this ain't nothing new. It's a repeat, and that's what it says about this in Ecclesiastes 1, verse 9. The thing that had been is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. All right, so you're trying to say that the so-called white man today in 2023 is a peaceful man, but in fact he's an evil beast bastard, a violent bastard. That's why they shoot up schools. That's why they shoot up public places. All right, they poison the world. All right, all the problems in the world are because of the so-called white men are ruling. All right, and it starts with the Israelite, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, because we've been put in slavery because we sinned. So the Lord put this devil over us because we sinned. But now that we're repenting, we're at the end of our slavery, all right? And now that devil, the so-called white man, is coming down with great wrath, knowing that he had but a short time. And what he's doing in that wrath is getting everybody fired, which is going to bring famine, pestilence, death, and destruction. All right? Now, let me get Obadiah 15. It says, for the day of Yahweh is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So right now you think you're going to put all the Israelites in slavery or kill us, whatever you think. But in fact, it's going to come upon your own head, all you heathen. It says in Revelation 13:9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints, which we're at the end of our slavery. All right, and this devil thinks he's going to bring us into a new form of slavery. He's fooling himself. It says in Lamentations 4, verse 22, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. That's why we're repenting. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. Talking about this so-called white man. His new world order for everyone to be implanted with the microchip is going to fail. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. All right? And he's going to put that judgment upon your head and put you in slavery. So you think you're going to put us back into a new form of slavery with this device that you want to put inside the body of every human on earth, but in fact, it's going to fail and you're going to be destroyed and enslaved. All right, your kingdom is going to be made extinct. Esau, Edom, the so-called white race is going to be made extinct. All right, after all these prophecies are fulfilled, including the 1,000 years of slavery. All right, but I was just bringing it out that what they're going to do is they're going to make it impossible for everyone to live so that they could bring in rules against you, that draconian law, all right, making it illegal to be homeless, where they could put you in their camps and put you to death. Let me see. Oh, you know what? I had another article. Okay, so this is only 11 months old. Tennessee state senator offers Hitler as inspiration to homeless. It says, Tennessee state senator offers Hitler as inspiration to homeless. A Tennessee state senator on Wednesday used Adolf Hitler as an example of inspiration and hope for the homeless during a speech on the floor of the state's upper chamber, which I just showed you. They were putting them in concentration camps under Hitler, the homeless. All right? And he got his ideas from what the Edomites in America did to the Gadites, the Reubenites, the so-called Native American Indians, the Seminole Indians. All right? That's where Hitler got the idea for the concentration camps.
Welcome to democracy.
It says, Tennessee State Senator Frank S. Nicely, Republican, made his remarks on the Senate floor during a debate on a bill to make camping or soliciting along state highways and exit ramps a misdemeanor, which once they get you in custody, they could put you through the system. All right? Nicely said that he was going to give his fellow lawmakers a history lesson, adding that in 1910 Hitler took to the streets and practiced his oratory, which is his religion besides a religion, like a Christianity, because he was into witchcraft and shit, and his people skills. So he pretty much was showing that he had a belief in witchcraft and, socializing his witchcraft. It says the Hill has reached out to Nicely office for additional comment on his speech. All right? So they're just asking him more about what he meant. And what he meant was he was spilling the beans that the U.S. government is doing the same thing that Hitler did. All right? To his own people, they're doing it to their people. And they're doing it to the hate of the Israelite, the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American Indian, which has been scattered throughout the world as slavery. All right? And these devils, they don't care if they got to kill their own people. It says in Revelation 6, verse 4, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. So the devil, all right, the so-called white man, they kill each other. World War I, World War II, World War III. And he was given a great sword, which is that nuclear missile for World War III. Alright? And it says in verse 8, and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the fourth part of the earth, to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and with the beasts of the earth. All right? And so that's
being CPO, or compulsory purchase order, which actually I want to pull that up. I want to pull that up and share with you what that means. A compulsory purchase order is a legal function in the UK, United Kingdom, and Ireland that allows certain bodies to obtain land or property without the consent of the owner. Wow. See, eminent domain. So let me pull up eminent domain as a comparison. An eminent domain is the right of a government or agent or its agent to expropriate private property for public use with payment of compensation, whereas the CPO, compulsory purchase order, is a legal function in the United Kingdom and Ireland that allows certain bodies to obtain land or property without the consent of the owner. No mention or reference of purchase or compensation. And again, much like that's not my country, well, eventually we will see literally a one world government where all these ridiculous rules and legislation and executive orders will be universal standards of law. Quite possibly, potentially.